Yeah, this today's diary. It's on. Is it on 8th of April 2024? I'm from exam. My first exam session. Just I was undertaking foundation. I guess the foundations of entrepreneurship, and the exam has been quite good. At least fair for once. I guess for a start, for that matter. And I'm glad. And it has rained this afternoon very heavily. I'm now in the cold with a t-shirt here, and I don't. I just feel exhausted from just the writing itself, because the answers demanded the energy, so much energy which I've provided, and I'm proud that that has that is now over. Now I really do not have something in mind, uh, but while I was in the process of reading, actually revising for this exam, this entrepreneurship, um, I've just remembered that this unit, or this unit was actually supposed to be in my third year, which it is not. The systems changed, and it was moved in the first semester, actually the second semester of the first years of the academic journey. And I'm grateful for that, because some things changed, and I can tell for sure that the core units that were supposed to be done in this unit, in this course that I'm doing now, I'm currently doing them, because you see that there's also another unit that was done in third and fourth year, such as microbiology itself. It's a unit itself, and in which I'm doing the Bachelor of Science in Microbiology, and it plays an important role in now defining what the course entails, rather than in the early years where the units were done when you are about to leave the school. But the administration took that into consideration, and the units now are done on the first when on the first years when you join the school. But that's a good initiative. I must congratulate the school. Only that I don't have the platform, but I'm using this platform to do that. This diary of mine, that is of a video type. Now I want to share something that I learned. Actually, I was to make that point. As I was revising for this course, entrepreneurship, is somewhere I read on a book about growth and development, and it was talking about how a business should grow, how the entrepreneur, the owner of the business, should grow. And from that reading, this author, which I cannot remember the book and the name, because I've read many books, I cannot internalize the name of the books and the authors. So it was talking about growth. Now this person, this author of the book, gave an analogy of how of actually a setup, forest setup. There were many trees in a group somewhere, and he gave a name to one tree that of the many trees that were there. This tree, he named it Gregory, and in its now he gave an analogy from when the tree was planted to when it reached a point. It is very tall and it is very large, such that you can see the development stages in that analogy. So what happened is Gregory grew and grew and grew and reached a point where he decided, you know what, I've grown enough, and I need to now stop because it's enough now. Now he decided to never grow again. Whereas he's watching his mates, that is other trees from that forest, grow tall and larger, and eventually it reached a point where Gregory is surviving on moderate resources such as sunlight, and where other trees are overgrowing him. And in that analogy, I came to learn that growth to any okay, let me put it this way: growth is an unavoidable and unavoidable state in which everyone is. And this author also mentioned in that place that no matter what, you need to grow, because life requires that. For that, I don't know how to explain it, but it's that way, such that how do I put it? Like, it's essential to grow no matter what. It doesn't matter if you are growing in the wrong direction, as long as you are growing. That is all that matters. Now back to the story. Gregory realized that he's slowly growing into a dormant state, and is not enjoying. And what is affecting him, what is now happening in his life is that he has this stunted growth, and for a moment it hits him when these other fellows of his, the other trees that overgrow him, trust me, it will reach a point that he will just die a natural death, and he'll be forgotten because the society moved on. With or without him, life continues. And that gave me a challenge into realizing that so there was and it gives a good comparison, not really a comparison, but there was this guy who was talking in his motivation. I guess he was public speaking somewhere, where he said, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, move. but by all means take a step to move from the state that you are in at this moment, and it may reflect in the next day, and this applies in all aspects of life. Let's make an analogy in which that let's so I'm talking to myself anyway. It's my diary. So a baby is born. He feeds on her mother's milk. Her mother's milk. She reaches a point where now she can eat solid food, and it reaches a point she's just approaching 10-year-old. In another set of years, you find that she has reached his teenage years. From there, he has reached his early 20s, late 20s, 30s, and going on like that. So, and in all those aspects, all those areas, we find that not in terms of not only he growing in terms of size, but also is developing, in which he carries his self identity changes. And in that analogy, you see that change is inevitable. That's quite a fact from that story, because actually, for that matter, the size from day one, and let's say the second week from when the child is born, you can see some significant change in size, where the baby has increased in let's say weight. Do I call it weight? No, mass of the body, and also in terms of height, in terms of the body structures are increasing in size. And again, I hear of a newborn baby has closed eyes, like he doesn't see anything. Okay, it might be different from others, where people are some okay newborn babies are somewhere they can. It has started to rain again from a distance, and rain is coming in this way. I'm freezing out here. So let me recollect it started to rain again. I've done that 13 minutes, 17 more minutes to go. So I was talking about the eyes. You find that they are closed, and after a while, for like let's say 3 weeks or a month, is when the eyes are opening. That's quite a change, and we must accept the fact that they are all growing. So change is inevitable, and it's quite something that should be vital in everyone's life, because for that aspect. Anyway, the point is, if you are somewhere, you are struggling to move. What am I even saying? Whenever you are in a state, wherever you are in an area of life, choose to grow and move out of your comfort zone. That's what I learned from that story. For now, I guess I've exhausted the point that I wanted to talk about. Today I really don't have something to talk about, and maybe I can look for something, but I must really talk. Let me find something to talk about. It's my second subject. Hey, I've just come across this random thought, which I always ask myself of many questions. Okay, now I was thinking about how about if you could be left in this earth, what you could you do? What the difference could you make? That's quite a tricky question. Um, it's quite a tricky question for some reasons because I cannot understand why. Like, I'm just put in this earth, I'm alone, and I am alone, yeah? And you are left to do whatever it needs to do. Yeah? I sometimes think that, hey, that different could be wild, could be different. That all could be very, very different for some reasons. Imagine I'm in Earth alone, given all the resources and the power. Now you have the power to control everything. It's like you are going back to Adam's state when he was created and given dominion all over Earth. Now the scenario is like I'm Adam and I'm left alone. It could be such a lonely place because even the thought of it could be very lonely. No other human being to keep you company. No one else in the world. You're just there with the animals, with the trees, with the. You know how I could do something different? And the question that comes in mind is, what can I do that could make the earth a different place? It's quite a different. I don't know. It's quite a difficult. And after making those, after coming up with those solutions, who will use them? But they are answers. They are questions that I ask myself, and I just lack answers. What can I do? The food is there, in plenty actually, for that matter, and I don't know, man. Okay, let me twist this question. I guess what I could do in that world where I'm alone only in this earth, this big earth of ours that we were given, I could just do whatever it needs to be done. Eat, sleep, and that's it. Because when you think about it in some details, what do we work for? In this modern world, we work to get money so that we can buy food, we can buy, we can buy, we can buy what? We could have shelter. Is this person in the background now? We could have shelter, and we could have these basic principles, basic needs of survival. This includes food, shelter, clothing, and yes, clothing. That's one of them. So assume that you have the three. What else could you be looking for in other things, unless the question twists such that you are in this world doing something so that other human beings can come. But I guess I'll never change it about. There are things now, and if you come to think of it, the three aspects in which you could be doing in that time of when I'm alone. They are actually enough to make me survive for the time that I'll be there in Earth. And I'm actually asking myself, what can I do so that I'll be happy in that? There are certain aspects of life that you cannot just create. They have to be initiated by other people. They have to, even the thought of it has to be has to be brought out by other people. It could be such a lonely place, but for me, I will just focus on the survival, because everything you have land, and the thought of traveling the world, wow. Just wow. Now this day you are planning to go to this part of the world. Even the thought of it is just tiring, and you are going alone again. Traveling alone, could be such a boring place, because you need no money, you need no nothing. For the point that I was making, you are looking for money to live, to get shelter, clothing, and other needs such as going to school, as just secondary needs. And this involves when now there's a larger community, where there's a bigger picture in which you must do things in an organized way. It could be such an nini. So yesterday I learned about galaxy, our galaxy. It's called the Milky Way galaxy, which is composed of, and in it's quite you can imagine the earth that we have is just a tiny speck. It's just like in a dump of sand. Earth is just a speck of it, and now the sun is now a bigger speck. But now I learned many things which I don't know how to talk to. Anyway, I'll talk about it in the next video, and when I am the thoughts are structured. Right now I'm tired, and I do not so I'm taking this chance to go to the library and read for the next tomorrow's exam, and it is called Zoo 110. Actually, no, Zoo 110. It is Zoo 110. No, it's a Zoo 121. Zoo 110 is supposed to be for the first semester, and I'll talk about the Zoo 110. There's a story behind it. which I really don't want to talk about it for now. But by the in the other video, the longer version, I talked about Moi boring me. I need to reach a point now. I'll decide, that I need to move from this place. Yes, the school is good actually. It's fantastic, just as awesome and calm a learning environment. But I'm just not feeling the vibe. It's just that I'm forcing it. Okay, the point is, honestly, I don't feel like I'm staying in this school. Only that I'm lacking an option. And an option is what is lacking, which I could exploit. But my plans are, when I guess the exams are ending on exit 26th April. What I'll do is that I'll take, actually my last exam is on next week, my last exam. I've decided now to not take some units. The hard-headedness that I have. Not that I'm doing it by, I'm just being forced to do that. And the units that I'm skipping is chemistry and physics, because I really didn't prepare for them. And my plan is I'm going to take another extra year. See, this course is going for 4 years. I take the next an extra 4 years, another year, so that I can take the 2 units, physics and chemistry, because they have been quite can you call them much, they take a lot of energy, and I'm not that mathematical person. And the chemistry that we are doing is organic chemistry, which involves which takes a lot of energy to learn, understand, and now you can answer questions from that. So I'm trying to avoid for that. The good thing is you can skip units in university. So that's my evil plans that I have in school right now. I skip the 2, and then I'll redo them in the coming year. And when the first years will be coming in, so that I save myself from trouble, because I actually did some cuts, and I didn't quite perform well, so I'm avoiding to get that supplementary exam, trying to protect myself, because I do not want to take that second chance, because it might end up into and lead into other things that I do not want to do, such that I can redo the exam again. And you see, I could have wasted my time, my 1 year, and a supplementary is being paid for. Currently, I hear it is 1,000 or 1,500 Kenyan shillings, which is costly for a student. And it's quite true. In Kiswahili we say unalipia ujinga yako. Literally, you do that in the university. When that is translated from Kiswahili to English, it says that you pay for your own stupidity. And it's quite true, because because you literally do that. You fail that exam, you get right now they moved the pass mark from 40 to 50 for all units. You get below 50, you pay for the supplementary, and you will redo it in some months to come, which is not well defined, and it is not known. But I guess that's cool, so that people can pull up their socks and put efforts in a learning, and which clearly puts me in a position where I'm I don't want to say it, but I'm just avoiding that. I'm a joker for a moment. Whatever, I don't care anymore. There are some things that do not give me pressure nowadays, which is quite fine, and I appreciate that, because I learned that if you give yourself pressure, you are the one who's going to have pressure. Literally, the pressure, the disease. Do not want to integrate that into my system. So, at any cost, do whatever needs to be done, so that you are not in a position where you are weakened, your personality is weakened. And I have these thoughts, terrible thoughts, that I'm going to leave school. And I'm sorry to those people that are, but yo, I've now started to talk about negative things. Let me end it for here. It's now 16 minutes. I'll merge. Yeah, tomorrow's diary will be written on the same platform, which I just hope no one will be coming to this channel through this channel and watching the videos, because yo, if the videos be watched after, and I'm even not making any point when I'm talking. I'm now planning to, when I'm doing a video, there's a certain subject that I'm covering, and I'm talking about something in a positive way. With that graph, you know how that story goes. It starts from there, and then there's a conflict, and it reaches a climax, and now the story ends. I'm now training for that, so that in the next videos I'll be doing something with that, and I'll improve my skills on public speaking and all those nonsense. I guess see you for tomorrow. Adios. Adios.